Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of autism, where the true crime is as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases. But the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
Keep your arms, legs, and other extremities in the vehicle at all times, and enjoy the show.
Good mornings.
No.
No?
Wait.
No,
so I upped the speed on my fan, so it's causing my curtain to woo. Also, you would be very proud of me. This is my breakfast.
It's, you know what? It's solid. I will take it.
This is my fifth one, not sponsored.
Because you're not you when you're hungry, Emily.
And then, oh man, I left my coffee all the way up my computer.
Oh no.
So, husband came home. It was his birthday weekend. He opened all of his presents. Honey, come here. His nip nops are showing. Huh? Huh? No, Joshua, stop that. My God, if we were recording, we would have a serious NC-17 warning. Jesus Christ.
Showed.
I mean, we would have an NC-17 warning due to content, but
I mean, we would be non-monetizable.
We did, right,
oh,
right.
100%.
So, what'd you get for your birthday?
Basically, what?
Speed
2-5.
Ooh,
Jesus.
my God. I'm
Calm
sorry.
down.
I knocked over Beast and Belle. All right, I'm sorry.
I got some clothes. Got a nice mat for my mouse on the keyboard. And a shit ton of good fucking chili.
Oh, how was the chili wrapped?
How is the chili wrapped?
Oh, I don't know. Wrapped in like 8 layers of duct tape.
Not enough.
Not enough. Rachel says not enough.
Oh, it's on.
Emily told me to do more. She told me to do the saran wrap.
Because I
And
did
zip
the
ties.
saran wrap on her.
Yeah, probably.
And zip ties.
And zip ties, but I did not do zip ties.
Sorry, I'm interested.
don't worry.
But in zip ties.
Already planning for...
He says he's already planning for Christmas.
Okay, well, while we are busy on the show this morning, you, sir, have a quest.
He has a quest.
Yes.
Is it to find clothes?
Okay, 2 quests.
He has 2 quests. One to find clothes.
Which someone keeps asking about said quest.
I am! Good God.
You'll find out soon.
All right.
Oh no,
I
my
love you too.
snippers.
He also got his beard memo
Ew.
approved.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally! Took long enough.
So he's pretty excited. So for his birthday, he wanted to go and have a date. So we did. Our last episode, Rachel and I did Texas.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Do you know what is also super haunted that I didn't mention in the episode?
Austin.
Capital?
The state capitol. It is super fucking haunted. In all of my research, I found out that a lot of it's haunted by like previous lawmakers, like previous people who used to work there. And there was this secretary walking around, and she was wearing an A-line skirt. She was very, very pretty, very prim, very proper. And what did you got bit? What did you get bit by? Oh,
Looks like an ant bite.
yeah, it's either
Haven't been outside.
Doesn't matter. Ants get inside.
you got ants in your pants.
Deer could have even brought it in on his fur.
Yeah.
Oh god, that just makes me think of fleas, and now I'm itchy. And damn it, the dog needs a bath.
But there was a woman with an A-line skirt and like a clipboard, and she was very fast. And I didn't really like pay attention at first because she just looked normal. until she walked through our guide. And he did this, like, you know, like
Shimmer kind of
shoulder
thing.
shimmer thing. And I just went, and I grabbed onto Josh's hand, and he was just like, oh, that's cute. I was like, no, this is for me, not for you. And, you know, it happened about 3 or 4 more times. There was a couple of soldiers, a couple of secretaries. There was a guy with a hat, like a big cowboy.
Like sombrero?
No, it was like a big cowboy hat. Like I don't know. It was like if Dolly Parton and Garth Brooks had a bastardized hat.
Like Doug Dimmadome from the Douglasville Dimmadome?
Yeah, you know, like a
10-gallon hat.
kind of, but weirder. I don't know how to describe it.
Like a 10-gallon hat mixed with a sombrero.
Kind of.
A large brim.
Just a large brim. And it was fat. And I was like, the guy was fat. Like, I was like, okay, this is new for me. And then we drove past the Driskill. Don't get me wrong. I probably would have gone inside, except there were a lot of people cracked out outside. And I was like, I'm not stopping. And then I looked at the bar side, and there were just 3 or 4 see-through prostitutes standing outside. And I was like, I'm
Good for
Good.
them. They're still getting their money.
I'm happy
I'm
for
staying
them.
in the car.
I'm staying in the car. He's like, we're not getting out. And I was like, we're fine with that. And then we drove past the tavern. I saw Emily the ghost. Not you. But she's beautiful. She's really great. But she was on the 2nd floor. And I was like, we're not going there either. We're just going to go to Terry Black's. And he had a great time. He got to see all the smokers.
I saw that.
All the barbecue pits. And he walked us through on how to properly barbecue a brisket. So that was kind of fun.
Does Josh now want a smoker?
Oh, honey, we got a really,
I'm right
really...
here.
Oh, my God.
I was about to say, but then again, he is a smoker, so because
He's got a
vapes,
smoking
so
hot wife.
that too.
Yeah.
All right, another one in my books. Cha-ching.
Oh, my God, I hate you. So, I did not, obviously, because he was home and I was pretty much, like, held captive for 3 days. I did not do...
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I did
Total
post...
side note.
We have 75 followers now.
No.
No.
We love this.
And we have 3 more episodes in total for the rest of October,
Including the Halloween one?
including the Halloween one.
Okay.
Do you guys want to hear where we're at now in the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so last time it was Italy. We now have Costa Rica, Algeria, and Greece.
Greece is probably my best friend.
Which one? Because you have like 6. I mean, I have 10.
My sister Panda,
Oh, man, Panda.
and
Love
her
that.
husbando, who she is also trying to get pregnant.
Very cool. We've had 2,352 listens as of today.
Sweet.
We have about 30 listens per episode, so, and we're still doing the giveaway, right? Cool. So, I posted that on my Instagram, so give our Instagram a follow and our Facebook group and follow us on Spotify, but, I think we were going to talk about something that we talked about on the Texas episode, because that was just horrendously graphic.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You deep dived on that science shit.
Oh, God. I did.
Because I mean, it's
I was working on that all this week, so
right. I have murderers that I've researched. I don't have any more cryptids.
I think I have 2 more cryptids.
Okay.
Did we cover the Boabhan Sith?
No.
Bless you.
Okay. And I know for a fact we didn't do the puck wedgies.
No, we haven't.
So I do have
fucking
those two.
what?
Puck wedgies.
Why are you giving pugs wedgies? What did that dog ever do to you besides going into
We're not
respiratory
giving
distress?
Milton a wedgie, all right? Or Noodle. Noodle. I miss Noodle.
R.I.P.
Mhm.
So sad.
Give me a second.
So I had to
I
get.
changed headsets and I can hear everything so much clearer now, and I love it.
I love your headset. It's very pretty.
They are wireless Bluetooth with noise canceling.
Ooh.
And I've actually had to turn down the line out and the headphone portion because these are so much clearer.
Nice.
Which is so sad because my other set was specifically a gaming headset, which should be great for podcasting. No. They started acting up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, I got my money's worth out of them, so.
I mean, you did use them for quite a while.
Yeah, for almost a year. Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to cover Cryptid or Galveston first?
Ooh. Emily. Moon.
Dealer's choice.
When did I become the dealer? Oh, well, I don't, actually, never mind.
That's a loaded question, my dear.
Really?
I had to think back to,
Everything.
like 3 weeks ago when all of my friends were sick, and I was like, "Oh yeah, come over to my house. I've got the meds."
I got drugs, guys.
That's exactly
Over the
how
counter.
I put it.
Drugs.
No, I was like, I'm ticked. Anyway, that's illegal. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
Don't. Just
Don't do that.
stop doing that.
I only have over-the-counter meds, guys.
I have
Like,
Zyrtec. I have children's Zyrtec.
I think it's funny that what was it? You guys came over to my house and Chris was like, "Don't you have this?" And I was like, "I have Advil." "But don't you have this?" "Advil." "What about this?"
When I'm feeling spicy, I have aspirin.
"Aspirin." Yeah.
I have baby aspirin, but because I take that daily. It's part of my daily regimen of my concoctions. I have ibuprofen, Motrin, regular 500 strength Tylenol, and then I have the extra strength 650 milligrams Tylenol.
So are we talking the stuff that I can give other people or the stuff that I can take? Because I've got the VA fucking pharmacy for me.
You do. You do.
Mom has 800 milligram Motrin tablets because dependent, so she can still get that from the pharmacy.
Right.
So I'm thinking.
Thanks for muting yourself on that.
Don't hurt yourself.
I saw you kind of sit up straight and hold it in and mute.
Hold on. It was a good one too.
Oh, man.
Let's see. I think last time we started like cryptid and then city. Or no, we started city then cryptid. Then why don't we do cryptid then city this time?
Okay. Do we want to do American or what is this one? Scottish?
American or European? I don't know.
I don't know, man. The last time we did something that was like that started dipping into something, I made an ass of myself.
Well, how about this? Let me
Saying bless
both
you
of
to
them
the
and see how
native
long they
names.
are.
My God.
that
You
one's
know
only
what?
3
It's
pages.
Scotland.
Oh, they're both only 3 pages, so I could definitely do both.
Knock them both out.
Yes.
Then let's start with the Scots because they've been getting the raw end of the stick recently.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
I don't know. It's Scotland.
Listen. It was one person. His name was William Wallace, and we got problems with people with the last name Wallace. Not everybody, just one.
You know what? You know what we're gonna do what the Scots do. Lizzie's in a box, in a box. Lizzie's in a box.
I love you.
Anyways, okay.
And while we're talking, I completely forgot I was supposed to. So, complete total side note. Hi, ADHD. Our friend has her grand opening of her tattoo shop today.
Oh, yeah.
I was supposed to make her a sticker.
Oh.
Oh, shit. So you're going to be multitasking?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, check out the fit.
Love it.
Love it.
I love it.
So I need to find my
Looking
tablet.
very snatched.
Yes.
From the front, from the side, I look like a busted bag of bacon.
Hey, we're not talking about from the front or side on me because I look like a whole ass fucking potato. All right?
You look like a whole ass meal, Cat, so...
I didn't say I wasn't tasty.
Because you know what potatoes can become? Potatoes
Everything.
can become mashed potatoes.
Everything.
They can become baked potatoes.
Yes.
They can become
Mash them,
potatoes.
stick them in a stew.
Boil a mushroom stick. Wait, hold on. We are not
I have that
boiling me.
somewhere.
We are not boiling me. All right?
No,
I may
that's
be a
Josh's
hobbit.
job.
Whoa.
I mean, he does go in the shower with you, so...
Okay, what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know, man, but who needs like those music things, like the when you got me.
All right, let's get started. You guys got your caffeine, your drinks?
Yes, I got hydration and I got caffeination. So, are we getting ready to hydrate and get ready to dehydrate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise, we die straight. Let's go for it.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so Boabhan Sith is Scottish Gaelic for fairy woman.
Fairy woman.
Fairy woman.
Okay.
I love that. I'm using that as a new D&D name.
It's a fairly interesting name, literally translating from Gaelic to woman of the seed, or more in common terms, fairy woman.
Okay.
They are also known as white women of the Scottish Highlands, a title suggesting their connection to many types of ghosts or spirits, such as banshees.
So, not the white men. These are the white women.
Yes. As the name suggests, only female ones appear to exist. There's no agreed on spelling on how to spell it because everybody has their own ways. Just agreed pronunciation, which is the most important part.
Right.
Because everybody was spelling things differently because it was more oral tales.
Right.
Because nobody wrote them down.
Right.
And Emma's sneaking around.
Well, probably because the entire house is still asleep. It is the weekend.
That's true. All I saw was her just kind of creepy sneaking.
Listen, her house, her steps don't creak except for four of them. And it all creaks the whole board. It's not just one, it's 4. And it changes. So like one time it was like the bottom step and like the middle step and then the 2 steps. And then a couple of days later, it was like 3 steps down.
Random middle ones.
Right. And I was like, what the fuck, Emily? I'm trying to be quiet.
And then every so often, it'll decide, hey, screw you. And it's all of them.
Yep.
I feel that's how the old house was with the stairs. And it got to the point where I had to, if I was going downstairs in the middle of the night, didn't want to wake up mom and dad because it would also, I don't like getting met with a gun. Did that one Christmas. Not repeating that.
Right.
But
Story
it's
for another
so
day.
fun.
Story for another day. Almost getting shot on Christmas morning. So what I learned to do was kind of sidestep down the stairs where I was placing my foot directly in the furthest back portion middle of the stair, and then like sidewalking down, which is great until you meet the cat laying lengthwise across the stair, and you about like put your full body weight into her stomach because she's laying on her back, blended in with the stairs.
Right. M's old cat Puma used to do that. And Emily remembers this. I almost ate shit coming down the stairs 3 times when I first moved in because
He was so fat.
He was so fat. He took up the whole stair, just like yours did. And I did not see him because it was dark, and B, he blended in with the wood.
Right.
I almost ate shit and I went, oh God.
I can't tell you how many times I've ate shit on those stairs because of that cat laying there.
All right, now I've got to find a picture of Puma.
What's that say?
Oh, that's so cute.
Little sidetrack.
Yes, sorry. That happens also.
It's fine.
Everybody should know this by now. Also, we need to give a shout out to my daughter, who is a first responder. She apparently listens to our podcast when she's out in a rig. So big shout out.
Oh boy.
To Cheyenne in Texas.
Woo!
Woo! Also big shout out to Selena. Oh.
That was her called up. But yeah, you see how she kind of blends in with that carpet? Yeah.
It's a fat
and then
kid.
add shadows into it. Can't see shit. She went, she just didn't come home one day because she was an indoor-outdoor cat.
Aww.
She didn't come home one day right before Hurricane Michael. And so we occasionally would see her, which was really weird, out in the yard, like for weeks and months after Hurricane Michael, but could never catch her. We even put out traps and caught everything but her.
Right.
So I don't know if we were just seeing her ghost or if she was still lurking around. But when she went missing, she was about 14 or 15. So like she was getting older. But,
yeah.
it was just a little sad.
I'm sorry.
All right. Anyways, back to cryptids.
Yes.
Kind of see him right there.
Aww.
I'm trying to find a good picture of him.
The Boabhan Sith are a form of beautiful women.
Mm-hmm.
That is secretly a vampire monster, of which there are millions of varieties all across many cultures. This specific variety is from Scotland. They are associated with the Unseelie court due to their tendency towards eating humans.
I beg your finest pardon.
Fuck yeah, concrete.
No! No! It's fuck yeah, possible cannibalism. What? No.
Anyways, they take the form of beautiful women, young women, often wearing green dresses. Their long green dresses hide the fact that their legs and feet are that of deer. They prey on men using their feminine appearance to disarm them and get close, only to then slit open their throats and chest and drink the men's blood dry.
Fuck yeah! Feminism!
No! Why?
Oh shit, we should have got a screenshot of that. Just the 2 different reactions from you.
What the hell?
Oh man, I love it. So they have various ways of acquiring lone men. Usually they prey on groups of hunters because they're out in the wild by themselves.
Why?
They have a particularly powerful attracting magic that makes men follow them, rather like sirens, to their dooms.
No.
They can also come when called upon, usually accidentally by a lone man. This man might wish for some female company, and suddenly a beautiful woman will just happen to be passing by.
Just magically appear?
Yeah. So be careful what you wish for, guys.
Listen.
So this is linked to the Scottish saying that states that wishing at night might, without invoking God, it means that the wish will be granted, but in the most horriblest of manners.
So
So-
it's what is it called? The monkey's paw wish?
Kind of.
Have you ever heard of that, Cat? So it's like I wish to fly. Fine, you can fly, but only if you're completely naked. Or I wish every time I snap my fingers, I get $1 million. Fine, every time you snap your fingers, you get $1 million. But when you snap
somebody
your
dies.
fingers, someone dies. It's like a monkey's paw wish, I think is what it's called.
So
It's kind of like Murphy's Law.
So you mean like you remember when I did that spell for that friend of mine who was just like, I really want to get money, and I was like, you need to really be careful what you wish for. And she used my
Yeah.
attraction
Be
oil.
very specific.
Her dad died. I want to say like a month later, and she ended up getting $250,000, which is what she wanted, but at what cost? Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense. So it's attraction oil. All right, great.
Pretty much. Let's see. So since they were the unseelie court, that means that iron will work as a great deterrent for them. It will not only hurt them, but dull their senses and allow you to escape. They do not seem to be great fighters in the legends that mention them, so maybe a determined man with a dog and iron weapon of sorts might survive an attack.
Huh.
They are shapeshifters who can glamour, take the form of a wolf, and even take the form of a raven or hooded crow. It is rare to see one by themselves, as they prefer to hunt in packs.
Okay, so they're pack creatures. Love that.
Good for them.
Should you, unfortunately, fall victim to one, it is said that you will come back as one yourselves and join your sisters in their dance. So only
Okay.
if a female happens to die, you then join their ranks.
So it's kind of like
There are no males, only females.
So it's kind of like Selkies. Was it no Kelpies? Kelpies? Which one was women?
I mean, I covered both of them.
I know.
Selkies usually were seen as women,
Okay.
but there were men Selkies.
Right.
Whereas with the Boabhan Sith there is no men. only women.
Oh, okay.
And if a woman dies by their hand, then she joins their ranks.
So that begs the question, in this day and age, too, do they discriminate?
I feel like if you are feminine leaning, then you would join their ranks. But if you are masculine leaning, you would just die.
Huh.
All right. Death.
No.
That's just me thinking.
Why?
There was nothing because I had kind of had the same question. I couldn't find anything about it.
Damn.
So it is possible that they were once deer goddesses, hence, the lower half of them being deers,
Yeah.
Right.
who were punishing those who hunted without performing the appropriate rituals, which would make sense. They may have been downgraded to fairies like many goddesses previously. It is possible that the more vampiric elements in their bloodthirsty nature were exaggerated upon by the Christian church to deter potential followers from joining the fairy dance. So, unlike vampires, who use, fangs, the Boabhan Sith would use their long, sharp fingernails to slit their victims' necks in order to drink their blood. So instead of latching on with their mouth, they just...
I mean, it's more hygienic.
Yeah, because you could scrub it better, so.
It's more hygienic.
I mean, and honestly, I would rather nail slice me than a mouth just like rip out my jugular, so.
And it's faster.
Because you can slice and then latch on to drink, so.
I mean, okay, I wasn't thinking of it that way. As someone who's currently writing a book with vampires in it, I mean, I was thinking about it differently, but I mean, you know.
Well, here you go. Here's a different perspective.
There you go. Just add that in there, you know.
Yeah. So they, only have 2 known weaknesses. Vulnerable to iron, but apparently they had a fear of horses as well.
That would make sense, though, with the deer half.
Well, that and horseshoes containing iron, and the metal bits, and this all the iron on the horses between their riding gear would make sense,
right?
Oh, this comes back to the slitting of the neck thing.
Oh no.
They do not take a dainty little bite out of your neck, promising to come back for dessert later. They will have the whole neck. Thank you very much for not asking. There will be no danger of you coming back as a vampire yourself, because there will not be enough of you left to do it.
Right.
Like, all right. If you are a 10-course meal, I will have you right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
You good? You good?
No doggy bag, please. I will finish this all now.
I was thinking, who needs leftovers?
See, okay, but like that's a whole thing though, because in Europe, leftover culture isn't a thing.
This is true.
That's very true.
That makes sense. It's very Americanized thing, because we have larger portions.
I did find out about that, and same with Canada. They don't have leftovers.
They actually do. They
portions.
Do portions. So there is no leftover, so that way you get full, but not waste of food, which I love that concept.
I do too.
Okay, I did find a little tale about them.
Like a not a ballad, a story?
Yeah.
A sonnet?
A sonnet? Yes.
Sure, let's go with that word. The tale starts with 4 young men who had just finished a day's hunting when they spotted an isolated bothy nestled in the hills, so a little clearing in the hills. Tying the horses up nearby, they looked inside to find a large pile of firewood and comfortable-looking chairs. That should have been their first clue, guys.
Right.
Well, one of the friends got... but they were men, so they weren't thinking.
The men.
Okay, that explains it.
The men.
Well,
okay, we're not saying men per se. We're saying men trademarked.
Yes. Yes. As Caffeinated Kitty has said, the men. We're not.
Yes.
We love our guys. We love our guys.
Not all men, but enough of them.
Enough of them to make it known.
Yes.
Yes. So while one of the friends got a blazing fire going in the hearth, the others rested their weary legs and started to brag about the day's success, because of course they do.
Right.
The only thing that could make tonight any better would be the company of 4 beautiful women, exclaimed the youngest man. Don't be ridiculous, lad. There is more chance of you firing an arrow straight than a girl showing up here, joked another.
Damn.
The friends all roared with laughter, but at that moment came a delicate tapping at the door. Opening the latch. Why? Why open the door?
That's a white thing to do?
In the woods.
They're in the woods. Why? With a delicate little napping on the door? Nah, I ain't opening that shit.
Nah,
just
fam.
Talking about women, you're in the woods in a house that's not your own. Don't open the door.
Right.
No.
So, opening the latch, they couldn't believe their eyes as 4 of the most incredible women they had ever seen stood outside and asked if they could come into the warmth. The men practically fell over themselves as they made space for their guests.
Of course.
They didn't notice anything unusual as the ladies swept into the bothy with their long green dresses and settled next to each of them. Not suspicious at all.
Mm-mm.
Before long, the women were singing an enchanting song, and the hunters needed no more invitation to dance. They all seemed completely enchanted by the mysterious visitors. All of them except the oldest and wisest of the four friends. He had a wife back home and wouldn't betray her love, no matter how beautiful the dancing partner. Smart fucking man.
Smart fucking man.
Loyal man. This man is Odysseus from Epic.
Right.
He was making his excuses when he noticed the sound of dancing had stopped and then a flash of red out of the corner of his eye. Slowly turning his head, he saw one of the women had used her sharp nails to slit the youngest lad's throat and started drinking his blood as he slumped to the floor.
Ma'am!
Just yank!
Well, I guess he can't shoot straight anymore, huh?
Jesus Christ!
He ain't doing a whole lot of nothing. The other two were staring deeply into their companion's eyes and didn't even notice as they succumbed to the same fate. The surviving hunter was horrified, having heard stories just like this of the Boabhan Sith. He knew their only weaknesses were daylight and iron, but his weapons were on the other side of the room and it was still hours till dawn. His temptress was still trying to seduce him, but he quickly turned and fled out the door into the night. Seeing the horses tethered nearby, he remembered they had freshly shod the horses with iron shoes before making out on their journey. Smart. The hunter sprinted as fast as he could towards the animals and dived in amongst them for protection. All four of the women came out of the bothy and started circling the horses, but were so afraid of the iron that they wouldn't come any closer. They tried to flatter the hunter into coming back inside, promising him anything and everything his heart desired, but he wouldn't move.
I just want my wife.
He's probably thinking, I just want to go home. I should never came out with these guys.
I should have told John no.
Oh.
Then they tried to enrage him into charging out by describing how delicious his friends had been, but that just made him shrink back even further. Smart.
Yo, that's fucked.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No.
Lastly, in desperation, they screamed at the hunter to fear them and stop delaying the inevitable. He looked east and finally saw the faint glow that told him that the safety of dawn was coming. As he looked back to the bothy, the women had already disappeared. When the sun was high in the sky, the man was finally brave enough to step out from the horses and back inside the building. He wept over the bodies of his friends, but vowed to spread the story of what had happened to make sure nobody would suffer the same fate again.
I'm good.
I figured you would be.
I'm
and
really
you know
good.
there's someone out there who's like not into cryptids and mythology who's like, oh, this is just a story that a dude came up with to cover him murdering his friends.
All cryptid tales have a at least 1 ounce of truth in them.
Basis
Yeah,
and
like-
some sort of truth, yeah.
All mythology is rooted in truth.
Yep. So that's about Sith.
Um,
The vampiric women with legs of deer.
I do have some stuff done. Some research done.
Oh yeah?
Veninest. Is that for Cece?
Yeah.
Not quite like that, but the entire time I was looking at it, I had the same song, Bananas in Pajamas, going through my head the entire time. So
Mother.
what'd you do?
Nothing.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I fixed
She
it.
made an oopsie.
No, I didn't.
She made an oopsie, but she fixed it. Yay for back buttons.
We love ourselves some back buttons, you know. As she takes her
Valid.
box and just starts screaming in it. That's
Scream.
fair. Totally fair.
Screaming.
I love your
It's
shirt,
a
by
valid
the way.
response.
I love.
Oh, thanks.
We switched shirts today, so I'm wearing Rachel's shirt and she's wearing
I was wearing.
I was wearing that
one.
yesterday. I was wearing that yesterday.
That's what I slept in. And I was like, I'm gonna change it to.
That's a really nice shirt.
Thanks.
How you feeling? It. Did you do a cathartic scream?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Feel a little better now?
No. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's all right.
Understandably.
Do you want to hear about some wandering pants?
Fucking what?
Like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants kind of shit?
No, this is more like the ghosts of the traveling pants.
Are those like the California pants that just like walk around all the time?
Yes, they are the California pants.
Are we sure they weren't Josh's pants after he got back from the
Listen!
they were standing up on their own?
Listen! These things just stood on their own. I didn't believe him when he told me they would do this. It wasn't even partially, it was slightly crumpled.
And
yes!
grime. Yep.
It's disgusting.
It's actually really cool.
Mom always made, when Dad would come back, she would give him a beach towel to wrap himself in, and she would hang shower curtains up on our little back porch thing. She would send us to our rooms and not to come out until everything. She would send us over to my grandparents.
Copacetic, yeah.
She would usually send us over to the grandparents, and she would have him change and rinse off outside to get that first layer of grime off. And then it was straight to the shower and scrubbed until his skin was literally raw.
He did go into the shower, but I scrubbed his hair for him because I have this tea tree oil stuff and I don't want it to get in his eyes. But this way it got all the way down to the scalp because tea tree oil is a disinfectant.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, don't stick tea tree oil in wounds.
Do it. I dare you.
It hurts.
It hurts. But yeah, we are talking about some pants from California. Notice how most of my cryptids are like California based?
Well, it's because it's what you grew up with. Whereas,
right,
like the ones I've all said are, kind of some stories that I've grown up with.
Right. Well, okay. So move over Bigfoot, Mothman, and Loch Ness, which I did have to do, but October we ran out of time. But doesn't mean that we won't be able to do it later.
We will still cover them. It just will be
later time.
Oh, speaking of October, have you caught up with all this spooky hydrology?
No. I
have
haven't
been sending you every single day. I've been sending you her videos, so you will have a stream of them.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I haven't gone on TikTok since I got doxxed, which Emily knows about, about. I have been trying to avoid it.
I know.
But, it's fine. It is what it is.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yes, NRA friendly. So, imagine encountering this in your yard while you're camping, okay? An extremely thin, white humanoid with no arms and two long legs.
What's it with the white humanoids?
White humanoids, yes. It's the colonizers.
That's valid.
So the Fresno Nightcrawler is extremely thin, white looking, with two long legs. The mysterious two-legged creature resembles a pair of white pants tied off at the waist with nothing else that can move independently by themselves.
Don't like that.
Nightcrawlers stand about approximately 1.5 meters. Is it dead? It's still alive?
It's still alive!
Oh my god! It's been a week!
I know!
It's a praying mantis.
He's still alive. He's been in the jar for a week.
I think Emily's going to do some research real quick.
I mean, granted, the lid is
porous.
But, it's got a rubber silicone seal. So that way it's...
Is it cork?
Foolproof?
Is it cork or is it wood?
6 weeks.
6 weeks!
Without food.
It dies.
I mean, I would love to change him to another jar, but I'm afraid he might attack me at this point.
It's so pretty, though.
He's in damn self while I'm staring at him.
La 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 la. Oh my god, it's a human! It's so pretty. I like.
Okay, anyways, sorry.
Anyways.
I check on him like once a day, and I'm just like, how the fuck are you still alive?
No, you're fine. You're fine. So, it's a little under 5 feet tall, most of their height being made up of legs, as they possess a very small upper body. It's about like this big.
Oh, they have a short torso like me.
I have a long torso, but short legs, so, it's fine.
I have long legs, short torso, so.
Guys, slow down. I have short legs and a frozen margarita.
That's me! But without the alcohol.
It could be a virgin margarita.
It very well could be. So, described as pale and a ghostly pair of pants, the Fresno Nightcrawler has gained a devoted fan base since its first capture over 15 years ago. I do have to tell you, I had earrings. Emily remembers these earrings. I had little ghosts that had little legs, and they broke. You okay? You got a hole in your lip?
It came out the sides.
Oh.
I set my cup too far back, and it just went floosh, and I was like, thankfully it's not hot anymore. It's just warm.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that'd be terrible. And you're not having chai,
You just see me
right?
got up. No, black tea.
I know, you remember that episode where we were like, I think
Yes,
chai
chai.
doesn't have caffeine. My bad.
I was very wrongfully mistaken, guys.
It was my fault. It was my fault. So,
Well, my mom even thought it didn't have caffeine in it, so because I double checked with her too.
well, okay.
Because
Not a lot, but yeah.
Right.
enough that it keeps you awake.
Right. So, unlike Bigfoot or Nessie, we're not talking about refrigerator. We're talking about the Loch Ness Monster. The Fresno... Why are you looking at me like that? Refrigerator?
Regurgitation, really?
Yeah.
You know she has a TikTok?
I'm sorry.
Yes!
Nessie?
The girl that played her has a TikTok.
I was thinking the actual Loch Ness Monster having a TikTok. But okay. That's why I was looking at you like, what?
Oh, man.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I was utterly confused for a minute there.
I mean, she did a good job. However, the books pretty much infantilize pedophilia, but, I mean, neither here nor there. So the Fresno Nightcrawler is one of the smaller cryptids. Think like Miyazaki with the forest spirits. It's mysterious and bipedal entity, primarily distinguished by its long, extremely thin legs and minimal upper body structure. Its small head seems to sit directly onto the legs, without a clear neck, giving it a very stark, unusual silhouette. And of course, I have a photo.
Because of course you do.
Of course I do, because Emily loves photos.
I like pictures. I can't weed.
I'm sure. Okay. So,
I was thinking they look like the little cartoon ghosts with like the little round head and
yeah,
walking around with 2 legs.
Which I found out that was actually a really racist. Emily and I found that out on that one episode we did with Meg, a really racist comic. I didn't know about that, and I was like, oh my god, so we can't sing Spooky Scary Skeletons anymore because that's racist too.
Somehow, I'm surprised. A lot of things that came out during that time period were
Listen,
racist.
I know, but it's such a catchy song, but we still can't do it. So, known as the Fresno Alien, this tiny caucastic cryptid was first spotted on video in 2007 by a Fresno resident. He identified himself as Jose. He wished to remain anonymous. A little after midnight on November 5th in 2007, the man was awakened by his dog barking and decided to check his surveillance cameras. There is a Mexican-based, Spanish-based radio program called Los Desvelados. They played a pivotal role in bringing out the Nightcrawler phenomena. So, his experience began on that show with Univision, and asked him to come on air and show the actual footage, and he declared that they were aliens. So later that year, a paranormal investigator premiered the footage at the UFO conference, which I didn't know that there were things, in 2008, sparking widespread interest and debate within the paranormal community. Excuse me. The trees are fucking.
Unfortunately, 'tis the time of year.
Mm-hmm. So, his presentation increased scrutiny and speculation, and various experts and enthusiasts trying to decipher whether the creatures were extraterrestrial, supernatural, or just a hoax. So, Jose was fearful after the sighting, and he didn't even want to get out of the house. He stayed home for a couple of weeks. It wasn't possible that someone tried to make the video just to fool you or for the TV station. Ultimately, the creature is nowhere near as prominent as the heavy hitters like Nessie or Bigfoot or Sasquatch, partially due to the rarity of its sightings.
Well, because he's a tiny cryptid.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look, he only has 2 legs, 2 tiny legs.
He only got 2 tiny legs,
he has
no
to waddle.
arms.
He
No
has the
arms.
penguin walk.
So, ultimately, the creature is nowhere near as prominent as Nessie. Only a handful of people have reported spotting Fresno's most famous cryptid since that fateful night on his lawn. 4 years after its rise to fame, the alien was supposedly spotted in Yosemite in 2011. Apparently, they were captured on camera in Poland in 2017 and Montana in 2020. However, there is still no hard evidence that these creatures actually do exist. Also in 2011, strange figures looked eerily similar to the Nightcrawler. They were featured on a feeding camera in Yosemite National Park. So it wasn't just like a regular camera. You know, feeding the feeding videos is really hard to put things into those videos.
Yeah.
So
it's less likely to Photoshop them.
Right. So the strange sightings look like Dr. Seuss's Pale Green Pants from his 1961 book, What Was I Scared Of? Which are floating pants that are walking by themselves. But a lot of people say that the Nightcrawler is not fictional and that he does really exist. Once the video had actually been published, the popularity skyrocketed. More and more sightings were recorded, but it is known around the world as the Fresno creature. So it's been seen in the U.S. as far as Ohio and Montana, but they also have provided some clues. Let's see here. They're often seen traveling in pairs. This has led to speculate that the cryptid is actually extraterrestrial, and that has drawn the conclusions and connections between the Fresno Nightcrawler and Native American legends. So that's fun. Eduardo Valdez Hevia is a digital artist and a medical school graduate from Spain. He used Photoshop to create images that seamlessly integrated the cryptids into settings that appear historically authentic and accurate. His work,
You know what? Good for him.
right? His work visualizes these myths while framing them as if they were part of documented history. The blurring of fantasy and reality helps connect the cryptid to contemporary culture. There is a place called Weird Fresno, which it's a website, tells you all the weird things that happen in Fresno. There's Weird Santa Cruz, Weird Sonoma. Pretty much anywhere in California has a weird website. The cryptid is surprisingly more popular outside Fresno than within Fresno itself.
That's actually interesting.
Well, did you know that there's a place called Carmel, Ohio, where it was actually seen? December 14th, or December 2014. A 60-year-old former Marine. You and I both know how Marines are.
Yeah.
Him and his wife were driving near Carmel, Ohio, December 12th, 2014, when they came over a hill and saw a 7-foot-tall, slender, gray creature known as the Carmel area creature. The witness said, "We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in South Highland County. We first noticed about 30 days of living here and suddenly have a perfect circle that stays fresh, green, no matter the weather, in our front yard." What does it sound like?
The devil's
Not a
stomping
fun
ground.
time.
It's not,
fresh and green, a perfect circle. It sounds like a fairy circle.
yeah,
Also, not a fun time.
not a fun time. Our Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home after turning onto Carmel, which leads to our road. We went around the curve to the church and then up a small incline, approximately 10 feet over the incline in front of our truck. That alien ran across the road and into the woods. So there have been possible sightings of the Nightcrawler in the Carmel area. Thin, armless, pale, white humanoid creature seen in Ohio. They describe it as 7 feet tall. California describes it as a little less than 5 feet. So,
Well, maybe the ones in California were babies.
probably. There was also another sighting in Billings, Montana, April 25th, 2020. Nobody has been able to debunk the original video because this was prior to video spoofing. This was before it became really popular. So it's been on a couple of different investigations. You know, I love my History Channel. One of them is The Proof Is Out There, a YouTube series called Monsters Dissected, and the podcasts Camp Monsters and Mega Strange. There was a YouTuber named Captain Disillusion who filmed himself walking down an alleyway and then removed the top of his body through post-editing, demonstrating how the phenomena could have been faked. But this was prior to this editing software being made. Ever since the creature was discovered, it's now a beloved cryptid by many. Artists all around the world started creating merchandise and artwork of these unknown creatures. But is it real?
Most likely.
More than likely. There are Native American folk tales that do delve into this type of creature. With most respect, I only cover the stuff that I personally know of. This is not one of those Native American stories I know of, that I've been told. But there is proof in pudding when it comes to the faith of it. So, they say that the legs are too long to be human, and the slit is way too high in the middle of the body to be a person. It is also claimed that the sheet on the person is too secure to actually be that. So if it was a sheet, it would have flown off for how fast it was going. There was a sci-fi show called Fact or Faked that investigated the Fresno Nightcrawler myth in 2012, but they were unable to actually debunk it as a hoax. So,
because it's real, guys.
Listen, there were definitely things that I grew up with in California, like Mount Umunum, which is where where there's like an army lookout base on top.
Yeah. And
they said don't go up there at night because there are albinos. Don't go up there at night. The albinos will.
I mean,
no.
That's
So
one way to phrase it.
There are people that live up there. There are people that live up by Mount Umunum where there's inbreeding, serious inbreeding. And a few of them were listed as albinos.
It's kind of like the blue people in the Appalachia.
Kind of, yeah. However, that's not the case. There are co-ops that live up there. And believe it or not, there is an actual night camp. It's not a day camp. Normally there's things called day camps for people who are actually allergic to sunlight. So I did that. I found that out with research. And so it's like there's fact in basis. So I think like the Fresno Nightcrawler is probably a bunch of really, really tall people, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like just wearing like black shirts or something like that?
Oh, then we would fit right in.
Right. Seriously.
I mean, we're already pale enough. We would fit right in. Just stick me out of the sun for a couple of months and I'll be even paler.
I mean, you stick me out in the sun for a couple of months, I'll burn to a crisp.
No, I said take me out of the sun for a couple of months. I'll be even paler.
I was going to say. Same. But yeah, that's the story of the Fresno
traveling pants.
The traveling pants of Fresno.
The spooky hood of the traveling pants.
Spooky hood of the traveling pants.
See, that was funny.
I know it is. I grew up with that story. I think it's completely plausible that he exists. Mind you, I don't believe in extraterrestrials. I don't believe in aliens, but I do believe in that.
Didn't the government just recently come out saying aliens were real?
Yes.
I mean, we already knew this, but the fact the government finally admitted it.
That's something different, yeah.
100%.
Like what you hide in Uncle Sam.
I mean, there's literally a whole area that is a lot tighter than...
Y'all remember when a whole bunch of people tried to storm Area 51?
Oh, I was cackling because, like, they see you long before you ever even get there.
Right. I find that kind of shit funny.
Because I have a picture of, outside the area. And Mom and I had to hop very quickly back into the truck. And Dad peeled out of the pull-in spot because there was a truck coming speeding down that dirt road very fast at us with a machine gun.
Yeah,
those. Of it.
Listen,
and I was like, it's time to go.
When
do not play, guys.
I was traveling. I went to my friend's wedding in Texas. Mind you, I'm in Texas now, but this was, years ago. And I got lost. I got turned around. So I stopped. There was this it looked like an outpost kind of thing, but it was surrounded by fence. I got lost. I got turned around because this was MapQuest era.
Oh.
Yeah. So
MapQuest, paper maps.
And I'm literally sitting there. And this guy comes up and taps on my window. He's a big fucking gun. And he's like, ma'am, you know where you are? And I was like, no.
It's a private area.
And he goes, wait, you don't know where you are? No, I'm trying to get back to the interstate. I got off to get gas.
I'm so lost. I'm sorry.
Where do I go? And he's like, oh, okay. You turned left here when you needed it to turn right. And I was like, oh. So he had another guy with a truck that came through the gate. And he goes, you're going to follow him. He's going to take you back out to the road. And I went, all right. And he goes, ma'am.
You're like, thank you so much.
He's like, do not ever make that mistake again. You have a good day. And I was like, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mind you, years later, I tell my friend about it. And she's like, there's no way that existed. I shit you not.
It does.
I about crapped my pants. I didn't have to poop before I went. I did after. But that is our episode of Cryptids for today. I had fun. Today was fun.
Oh, good.
I had fun. I liked it. Cannibalistic women. It's great.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Stay feral.
Fight the hand to feed you guys.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Decapitate the men.
Bye!
Okay, bye!
Next time on the Pandemonium Witches.
Translated by Henry Schoolcraft as Little Wild Man of the Woods That Vanishes. According to legend, they can appear and disappear at will, shapeshift, of which the most common form is a creature that looks like a porcupine from the back, and a half-troll, half-human from the front and walks upright.
No!
A person who annoyed it would be subjected to nasty tricks by it, or subjected to being followed by the Pukwudgie, who would also cause trouble for them. They are also known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack their victims with short knives and spears, and to use sand to blind their victims.
Pocket sand.
Pretty much.